Imagine a group of people who, over 1,000 years ago, were considered the most feared and powerful warriors of their time. Yes, we're talking about the Vikings. From the 8th to the 11th century, a period known as the Viking Age, these seafaring warriors from the Scandinavian region made an indelible mark on world history. Their long ships with their iconic dragon-headed prows cut through the waves of the North Atlantic, reaching as far as North America long before Columbus set sail. The Vikings were not just warriors, though their fearsome reputation often overshadows their other accomplishments. They were explorers, traders, and settlers, spreading their influence far and wide. They established settlements and trading posts from Greenland to Russia, and their voyages took them to the Mediterranean, North Africa, and even as far as the Byzantine Empire. Their impact on the regions they visited was profound. They shaped the political landscape of Europe, influencing the formation of kingdoms and contributing to the development of new trade routes. Their language, Old Norse, left its mark on the English language, with many words we use today having Viking roots. But the Vikings were not just about raiding and trading. They had a rich culture with a complex social structure and a mythology that still captivates us today. They were skilled craftsmen, creating intricate jewelry, weapons, and artifacts that are admired for their beauty and craftsmanship even now. They were also pioneers in navigation, using sophisticated techniques and tools, like the sun compass and the mysterious sunstone, to navigate the open sea. Their ability to travel such vast distances and establish successful colonies is a testament to their skill and resilience. But where did these legendary seafarers come from and what made them so formidable? Let's delve into the past to find out. Unraveling the origins of the Vikings takes us back to Scandinavia around the late 8th century. Picture this, a region of vast forests, rugged mountains, and expansive bodies of water. The people living in small farming communities were attuned to the harsh realities of their environment, mastering the skills of fishing, hunting, and farming. The societal conditions were complex yet grounded in simplicity. The power structure was decentralized, with local chieftains wielding authority over their respective tribes. The concept of a unified nation was yet to emerge. Instead, loyalty was local, and disputes were often settled by bloodshed. Now imagine these communities, isolated in their northern world, looking south where the wealth of the European continent beckoned. With the development of the longship, a technological marvel of its time, Scandinavians found themselves with the means to venture beyond their local horizons. The longship was fast, flexible, and capable of navigating both deep seas and shallow rivers. It was the perfect vehicle for exploration, trade, and as history would soon witness, raiding. The first recorded Viking raid took place in 793 on the unsuspecting monastery of Lindisfarne, off the northeast coast of England. The brutal attack shocked the civilized world, marking the dawn of a new era. Over the next 300 years, the Vikings would embark on countless expeditions, their longships becoming symbols of terror and awe, their warriors earning a reputation of being fierce and formidable. But why did these seafaring Scandinavians suddenly turn to raiding and exploration? The answer may lie in a combination of factors: overpopulation, political ambition, a desire for wealth, and a spirit of adventure. Yet these are merely theories, and the true reasons remain shrouded in the mists of time. The Viking Age had begun, but there's more to these Nordic warriors than their seafaring conquests. From fierce raiders to settlers, traders, and explorers, the Vikings evolved over the centuries. This evolution was not an overnight transformation. It was a journey that spanned hundreds of years and took them across vast territories. In the early Viking Age, around the late 8th century, the Vikings were predominantly seafaring raiders. They would set sail from Scandinavia, their homeland, in their iconic longboats, striking fear into the hearts of those living along the coasts of Europe. But as time went on, they began to seek more than just plunder. By the 9th century, the Vikings were not just raiders but also traders and explorers. They established trade routes that spanned across Europe, Asia, and even reached as far as North America. The Vikings were not just interested in looting. They were also keen to engage in commerce, exchanging goods like furs, tusks, and seal fat for silver, silk, and spices. Their exploration led them to new lands, far from their Scandinavian homelands. They sailed west, reaching the British Isles and Ireland, and even further to Greenland and North America, 500 years before Christopher Columbus. In the east, they journeyed along the rivers of Russia, reaching as far as the Black and Caspian Seas. In these new lands, the Vikings didn't just raid and trade, they also settled. They established settlements, blending into local cultures and societies. In places like Normandy in France and the Danelaw in England, they became farmers, craftsmen, and even rulers, leaving a lasting impact on these societies. Their influence is evident in various aspects of these societies, from language and place names to laws and customs. In England, for example, many common words in the English language like knife, husband, and egg have Old Norse origins. The Vikings left an indelible mark wherever they went, but what does their DNA tell us about them? As we delve into the genetic secrets of the Vikings, we'll uncover more about their origins, their evolution, and their impacts on the world. So stay tuned as we continue to unravel the fascinating saga of the Vikings. The secrets of the Vikings lie not just in their history, but also in their DNA. The remnants of these seafaring warriors, once scattered across the soils of the North, are now being unearthed and studied, revealing intriguing insights about their genetic makeup. Recent DNA studies have been a veritable treasure trove of information, helping to illuminate the origins, migration patterns, and genetic diversity of the Vikings. The Vikings, contrary to popular belief, weren't a homogeneous group. In fact, they were a melting pot of diverse genes. Recent DNA studies have shown a significant mix of individuals from Southern Europe, Asia, and even the Middle East within their ranks. This gives credence to the theory that the Vikings were not just raiders and conquerors, but also traders and explorers who interacted with a variety of cultures. The story of the Vikings is also a story of movement. The genetic evidence points towards a pattern of migration from Scandinavia, the heartland of the Vikings, to other parts of Europe, such as the British Isles, Iceland, and as far as Greenland. This genetic trail left behind by the Vikings is a testament to their exploratory spirit and their ability to adapt to new lands. The genetic diversity among the Vikings is another fascinating aspect that has come to light. The Vikings were not just a single unified group, but a patchwork of different clans and tribes. This diversity is reflected in their DNA, with significant variations seen within and between Viking groups. These genetic differences may have contributed to the rich tapestry of Viking culture, influencing everything from their art and mythology to their social structure. This genetic exploration has not only helped to reshape our understanding of the Vikings, but it also gives us a greater appreciation for the complexity and dynamism of human history. It reminds us that our past is a mosaic of different cultures, influences, and migrations intertwined in ways we're only beginning to understand. Viking DNA provides us with a fascinating glimpse into their past, but what does it mean for us today? Well, it teaches us to look beyond the stereotypes, to see the Vikings not just as warriors, but as explorers, traders, and a diverse group of individuals whose legacy still echoes in our genes. The echoes of the Vikings can still be heard today, in our genes. An intriguing revelation, isn't it? The Vikings, renowned for their seafaring expeditions and fierce warriors, have left a genetic legacy that continues to resonate. This is not merely an abstract concept or a historian's whimsy, it's a fact backed by science. Advances in genetic research have allowed us to trace the Viking DNA, revealing that it is not confined to the Scandinavian region alone. Instead, it is found scattered across many parts of the world, particularly in areas where the Vikings are known to have settled. From the shores of the British Isles to the northern reaches of Russia, the genetic imprint of the Vikings is still evident. People in these regions carry the Viking DNA, a testament to the extensive journeys and settlements of these Norse seafarers. In fact, a significant proportion of people in the United Kingdom and Ireland carry Viking DNA, a legacy of the Viking Age when these seafarers established settlements and intermingled with the local populations. These genetic findings offer us a fascinating insight into our own genetic history. They reveal how our ancestors lived, moved, and interacted with different cultures. It's like a genetic tapestry woven with threads from various parts of the world, showing us the interconnectedness of humanity through the ages. But what does this mean for us today? Well, besides the fact that many of us can claim a bit of Viking heritage, these findings also underline the complexity and diversity of our genetic makeup. They remind us that we are all, in essence, descendants of migrants and explorers, just like the Vikings. The implications of these findings are profound, challenging our understanding of identity and heritage. They echo the adventurous spirit of the Vikings, their resilience, and their impact on the world. The saga of the Vikings continues to unfold not just in the pages of history, but also in the very fabric of our DNA. So the next time you look in the mirror, remember, you might just be looking at a bit of Viking legacy.